This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk. The UNI men's basketball team, nationally ranked, gets a big double-digit road win at Peoria, Illinois against the Bradley Braves. Coach, a nice 15-2 record heading into a Sunday afternoon matchup with Missouri State. A good road win. They're all good road wins here in the Valley.
Yeah, a great road win. It went in and out of double figures late in the game, which I easily could have been different for us. The guys played. The first half was very much like the second half against Drake. The guys were just terrific at both ends of the floor. Defensively, really covering up a lot of ground. Our rebounding has been much better in the last two games, and then our offense. You look at the second half of the Drake game and the first half of the Bradley game, the way in which the guys were moving and screening, the opportunities we found, a number of different guys that got into the scoring column. That's as good a 40 minutes as we've put close together, really all year. And we played well in the second half. Got a little bit loose with a couple things late, but as I told the guys after the game, we came in here and played great. And winning on the road in the league is really good. So we'll get on that bus, feel good about it, and we'll get ready for Missouri State.
So we're just past the halfway point of the season, the start of a new semester, new for the guys. Let's hand out some grades. How do you feel like the offense is working through the first 17 games?
Better. Our the first 16 days of the year we played 7 games, and when you're in that type of in the middle of that kind of schedule, you don't have a lot of time for building your offense. You kind of have to get ready for that particular game. So we spent the better part of 2.5 weeks just working on doing the best we could in a single game, and once we came out of that, we started to build the offense a little bit, and that takes time. And I think that what we've seen, really Loyola, Chicago, and now the games since then, we're starting to see some of the benefits from that. The time we've had to work on getting some things in, the reps the guys are able to get, you're starting to see that pay off for us. So the offense has been good all year, and largely because we've got experience and the guys are unselfish. Then you've got a guy like Tuttle inside, and you got Dion and Wes, out, with their ability to get in the lane. Everyone else can kind of work around that. And I think now we've got more guys involved with some of the things that we're running, so we've kind of got all 3 of those things going, and that's good for our offense.
#1 defensive team in the league so far through the first 17 games. Reflect on what the team's doing there.
Yeah, the most important thing is we've rebounded the ball for, now it's just been 2 games. I know we've played 17, and I'd like to go back a little farther than that, but really our rebounding has been very good the last 2 basketball games, and that's been something that I've talked a lot about with our guys. Talked a lot about with anybody who will listen. Really, that area needed to get better, and the last 2 games it has. Defensively, we've been good, really from the get-go, but there's been noticeable improvements. Our rotations are really getting good. The guys are doing a better job of covering up for each other, doing a better job in terms of some of the scouting report things that have to get done. We're beating some screens. There were times in that Bradley game where we had all 5 guys were moving at the same time, and when that starts to happen, your team can get pretty good.
Leadership, team chemistry, guys, halfway through the season, knowing their roles, taking on their roles. That seems to be pretty good as well.
Yeah, and even though we had, I don't know if it was 9 or 10 of the guys back from last year, and a lot of the guys that played, of course, you still, every year is a new team. A lot of experience, a lot of guys that played, a lot of leadership from the guys that were back. But until you start going, until you start practice, until you start playing games and you get into some situations, you don't start to develop the chemistry of this year's team. And so that's really been good. I think the guys have really grown. Our leadership has been great. And I just feel like the last 2 games, in particular second half of Drake through the Bradley game, we've taken even another step forward in terms of that camaraderie, the team chemistry, our leadership. So it's been very good.
The bench play's been good as well. I know the guys are getting it done in the classroom. So across the board, through 17 games, Panthers playing well, and excited to see what you have on the second half of the season. Hosting Indiana State Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, so make sure you're there for that game. Fill up the McLeod Center and watch the top 25 ranked Panthers. And we have a feature on Wes Washburn and what he's doing as the spark plug coming off the bench. Coach, congratulations on the great start. It's been fun so far. Looking forward to more. Back with Panther Sports Talk right after this.